What is up, squad? I'm back with part 5, the tune-up on Old Blue today. We're sealing up this engine. She's leaking out of the valve cover gasket, and I'm just sick of it. It's time to clean it up a little bit, you know? Give her some love. So let's jump into this, and I'm gonna show you guys my little tips and tricks on how to do this gasket with a cork gasket as well. My little secret sauce right here. And we're gonna get her done nice, fast, easy, and cheap, so any of you guys can do the same thing. Let's go. 10mm bolts. Got about, I don't know, 16 of them or so. We're gonna remove these little PCV lines, yank this cover off, clean her up, put the new gasket in, and cinch her down. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so I already pulled this out. Get that out of the way. Ooh, look at that, it's clogged. Alright, now we're gonna do this the fast way. I'm gonna use my good old snappy snap and yank this valve cover off. Let's get it. Gotta pull these loom caps off that hold the engine harness. Get to these other bolts. And I'm actually going to need a deep 10 to get those off. So I'll have to go grab a deep 10mm socket here in just a second. These were all pretty loose as well. And to be honest, it looks like there isn't even a gasket in there. I think he just used RTV to try and seal this up, which is just ridiculous. So, yeah. But based on how everything else was put together, I don't doubt it. There's one right on the back of the engine that you have to get to as well. Yeah, my bad guys, it is an 11mm deep for these other few bolts on the side here where the engine harness mounts. Look at the oil coming out of there too. I can't wait to have this sealed up, I'll tell you that much. Now let's see if I can yank this off without even needing a screwdriver to pry it. You might have to pry it off depending on how sealed your engine is. Let's see what we got going on here. She's stuck, so we're gonna pry her off. Let's get in there with a flat blade and work around. Mine's already lifting up really nice. Look at that. She's free. She's free, fellas. Woo-wee! There we go. And look at that. No gasket. They used some ultra black, which, you know, is understandable if you don't have anything, but that was not holding up. Now we can clean the head all the way around. Get all this oil out of here that's laying on my manifold and around the head. Clean up this gasket surface, use some brake cleaner, use some rags, and we'll be ready to slap the new gasket in. Let's do it. Also, we're gonna have to clean this up. Get all this RTV off of this. Look at that. It might not be as hard as I think. Get all this RTV off of this valve cover gasket and clean up this valve cover. So let's do this. So we're here cleaning this valve cover up, and I just wanted to show you again my weapon of choice for this. The old drill brush cup just does wonders. Look at the front half of this where I hit it with the drill brush versus where I didn't hit it with the drill brush. So that's no drill brush, drill brush. Look at that. She's polished, baby, looking super good. And it just rips that old gasket material off like nobody's business. So that is the pro tip. Get yourself a drill brush cup and go at it. Now I'm gonna hit the rest of this, show you what it looks like when I'm done. Ooh-wee. Look at that bad boy. Clean, shiny, gonna look good. Let's clean up the block, get the gasket set, and lock her down. Comes to cleaning this block, and there's nothing to it but to do it. You just got to get in here with a rag and just freaking go at it. Get her all cleaned up, hit it with some brake clean, get rid of the residual oil, and she'll be ready for a new gasket. All right, we got the surface of the head clean. Look at that valve cover, looking fire. Now we're gonna whip out this gasket, and I'm gonna show you how I tack her down to make this real easy. Let's go. All right, so in this jar is some Permatex gasket shellac. I kind of messed up the bottle and had to cover it up because this is some really sticky stuff, but this is fantastic when it comes to putting down gaskets. You just brush it on, brush a little bit on the gasket surface, and then that gasket's gonna stick, baby. So let's go ahead and get her done. Now be careful with this stuff because it is tackier than sh. Now that we have a nice coating of our shellac all the way down, all the way around the gasket, let's get this gasket positioned for success. And drop her on. Now make sure you stick it on the right way because this is some extremely sticky stuff. And you'll only have so many shots. There we go. Now press it down all the way around. Make sure it seats into that shellac real nice, gets nice and sticky, and lays down. Once it's on there, it's on there. It's not coming off. Not until you want it off. Now check that out. It's not going anywhere. You can take your valve cover and stick her down now. But before I do that, I like to go one step further, and I actually take a little bit of shellac and I stick it on the surface of the head as well, because it just really seals up these gaskets nice, and I'm telling you, it's not gonna leak. So I'm gonna paint a little bit more down here, and then we are going to pull this apart and gently set her down in there. So let's get her done. All right, we got the head schlacked up. We got the gasket set up. Let's go ahead and drop her in. See if we can't get her on there nice and easy. Wow, that looks so much better. All right, now she's on there. Now I cleaned up my bolts pretty nice. Not perfect, but way better than they were. And we're going to put these back in a crisscross pattern. So I'm going to start with one on the front, then go to the back, then do one on the side, do one on the side, do another on the back, another front, and so forth, and go all the way around it. And don't over torque these. These are basically 10 to 12 foot-pounds. So get it tight, give it a quarter turn, and that's it. It won't leak on you. So let's go ahead, let's crisscross these bolts in here and get them down nice and hand tight. Once you see that gasket start to squeeze out just a little bit on the side, you know you're good. Get them down snug, give them about a quarter turn, and that's it. That's all she wrote, fellas. I'm gonna go around the rest of these, make sure they're snugged up, put these PVC lines back in, and we're gonna be done, boys. Boys and girls, we're gonna be done. We're all buttoned back up. What do you think? That's how you do it, boys and girls. That's how you reseal that 4.0 the right way, using the cheapest gasket possible and not even painting the valve cover. It just looks badass the way it is, polished up. So I think that's going to be it for now for tuning up this rig. I am going to do some mods next, a couple mods to get it ready to go do some overlanding. But check it out. I think it looks pretty good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that good shit. Stay tuned for some more videos, and I'll see you on the flip side. Cheers.